Hi, Cancer. This is Lost Twin Tarot. My name is Colette, if you've never viewed me before. Cancer, this is your weekly reading for May the 6th through the 12th. Cancer, I did take a break for a few weeks, I believe. I do have 5 kids, and it does get very busy in my household. We had some schedule changes, and I was having I do have some medical things that I don't really like to discuss, but just family issues and medical things and my own mental health I needed to take care of. So I needed to take a break just for my own well-being and everything. So that's why there's a few readings, there's a gap there. But anyway, this is a general reading for sun, moon, and rising signs. Just take the pieces that resonate and leave the rest. When I was meditating on your cards, Cancer, I, this is the week of Mother's Day. So some of you, if you are this is going to be a mix for some of you if you have a good relationship with your mother, or if you don't, or a good relationship with your family, or if you don't. I feel like those of you who are going home to see your family, you should be expecting good news, or it'll be all of, all around a good gathering. But there still could be, I feel like there still could be some. I kept hearing someone likes to pick and choose. Maybe you feel like there's favorites in your family, or maybe they just kind of put it out in the open. I was hearing I don't care, I have my own family now. Maybe some of you are kind of parted ways. I do feel like there's a turnaround in your own personal life if you're not celebrating Mother's Day, or if you're detached from that type of thing. I do feel like some of you are going to be having like a awakening or a wake up to just kind of letting something go, where this is going to be a situation or a person that's just never going to change. Something just feels like it's too forced, and by letting it go, you're going to feel more at peace and just be able to move on. I was also getting something connected to ketchup, believe it or not. I don't know if somebody always puts ketchup on something, or that's like a joke. Somebody puts ketchup on everything, like they put ketchup on pizza or something. One of those weird things. You have the 10 of Wands on the bottom. You have the 3 of Pentacles, the Hangman, the 3 of Swords, and the Page of Swords. And I apologize, Cancer. I did my 1 week of readings last week, and you have the Hierophant. And when I did it, I went to go upload it. At first, I was having a problem with it, and I couldn't even get my account to work. And then when I got him to upload and found my account, there was no sound. So I had to fix the sound, and I'm hoping that this sound is okay. And you have the 5 of Cups. You're my first reading, so you have the Magician on the bottom. So 3 of Pentacles, you have the 4 of Pentacles. The Hangman, you have the Ace of Swords, the 3 of Swords, you have the 4 of Swords. So you go to 3 to 4 twice there. You have the Page of Swords with the Page of Cups. You have the Hierophant with the Death card. And you have the 5 of Cups with the Queen of Swords. Okay. So with the 3 to the 4 of Pentacles, I feel like you could be really going from one level to the next in a lot of things. And for this week, this could be representing a job or a get together, or just really just going to the next level. The 3 of Pentacles represents recognition and just teamwork. This could be about work, especially for some of you. You're seeing on that card, it has the dogs and it says go team. So you could be really receiving a lot of rewards. If you're not at work, you could be just receiving a lot of praise for what you do. Maybe for if you're a mother, you're receiving a lot of praise. With the Four of Pentacles, that can represent something that represents stability. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more stable. Financially, take it just how it resonates. But overall, I feel like you're just feeling good. You're feeling stable, whether this is financially. You're feeling in a good position. Next, you have the Hangman and the Ace of Swords. Now, with the Hangman, this is all about that stagnant, stuck energy where you could have been feeling like where you were moving along at one point, or maybe you were moving along with somebody at one point, and then things just kind of hit a brick wall. However it was for you, or a situation hit a brick wall, or maybe you've just been doing sacrifices for a long time. And I feel like now you have gained a lot of clarity, you're gaining a lot of realization about something that maybe you're done doing these sacrifices for this job, this person, this project, whatever this is for you. And you're realizing that now you can cut that rope down and move forward. Next, you go to the 3 to the 4 of Swords. And this can definitely be related to that Hangman, Ace of Swords. You go to the 3 to the 4 again. And when you have those synchronicities, maybe you've been seeing some synchronicities where you go. Maybe you've been seeing repeating numbers or hearing repeated words, things like that. But I feel like you're letting some grieving or letting a situation that just didn't work out go. Maybe with Mother's Day coming up, some of you, not all of you, have a mother wound. Maybe you wanted a close relationship with your mother and you just never seemed like it happened and you've always wanted one. And that's more common than you think. And you realize it's just not going to happen and you're moving forward with that. Next, you have the Page of Wands, or I'm sorry, the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups. In this deck, the Page of Swords represents writing a book, but it doesn't have to represent that. Maybe you are writing a scripture, or maybe you're writing a blog or something like that for some of you, but it doesn't have to be. The Page of Cups represents as above, so below, bringing that manifestation down to earth. So maybe you are getting some inspiration and getting on this project that you want to start. You're in the beginning phases of it with that. This can represent children as well with the 2 pages. Or messages coming in. Take it how it resonates. But I feel like you are ending something or closing out something. Next, you have the Death card and the Hierophant. Now, the Death card is all about an ending or transformation. And the Hierophant is all about a tradition. So maybe you are closing out some sort of traditional way. Like I said, maybe you're closing out something that has always been or something that you thought should have been. This doesn't even have to be a relationship with your parents. Maybe it's a relationship with a partner. Maybe you thought you were supposed to go to this school and you're like, no, I'm supposed to do this. And maybe on Mother's Day you're telling your parents, or maybe it doesn't even have to do with Mother's Day, but whatever this is, when you're realizing that the path that you felt like you were supposed to take is just not going to be happening. And take it how it resonates. You could be dealing with a Taurus as well with that Hierophant card. Next, you have the 5 of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Another card of clarity. I was just looking at how many sword cards you have. You have a good amount of sword cards. And I feel like with this Five of Cups, it's a really graceful looking Five of Cups. I mean, it's a really nice looking goose there, or a swan, I should say. And I kind of feel like it's almost that ugly duckling type of thing where it starts as the ugly duckling, but it turns into a beautiful swan at the end. So an ugly situation may have been in the beginning, but then it turns into this beautiful swan. So maybe in the beginning of things, or maybe in the past. And it's always like, I mean, things don't happen overnight. I mean, sometimes things take kind of years before they change and morph, and then you look back and you're like, wow, that was 3 years ago, that was 2 years ago, and you're gaining a lot of clarity. The Queen of Swords is a injured, or not injured, but she's a wounded in her heart queen. And even though she is wounded in her heart and she's felt this pain, she is still she's still caring, she's still nurturing, but she is stern in a way where she sees things clearly enough to where she's not going to let them happen again to her. She has her boundaries set. So let's get some further clarifications for you, Cancer. And you do have that magician on the bottom, so I feel like you are trying to manifest different things into your life. So with the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords, you have the Page of Wands on the bottom. So you have the Two of Swords. So you could be trying to just make a decision on what to do about. This doesn't really have to be. I mean, with the Page of Wands on the bottom, you could be kind of back and forth about something, or you're just kind of really not really sure where to go. And by that, I feel like you might feel secure in a way, but at the same time, I feel like you could be in a almost like a, well, now what? Well, now what? It's kind of what I'm getting. Maybe you feel stable, but now you're like, well, okay, but what's the next phase? What's the next phase? Whether this is in a relationship or whatever, I feel like you're kind of starting to blossom a little bit, or whatever you're closing out, you're like, okay, well, I want to, kind of get to the next thing. With the Hangman and the Ace of Swords, you have the Emperor on the bottom, you have the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is all about that standing up for what you believe in, sticking by what you mean. And even though people might be naysaying this idea, especially with the Emperor on the bottom, this could be at work or possibly a father figure for somebody, some of you, I should say. I feel like you're still doing the right thing. You're still sticking to your guns and really just saying saying what you really mean and doing the right thing. You have the upper hand with the Seven of Wands. With the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups. You have the Chariot on the bottom. And the Ace of Cups is all about your self fulfillment. This is really about you showing your self love. It can be about a new love interest if that's something you're looking for. But the Chariot on the bottom is all about a victory. It's all about something that is, you're leaving something behind, especially with that Three of Swords. You're leaving behind a past grief or just a past painful experience. Now it's always going to come back up. It's one of the I feel like those experiences are always going to come back up one at another time or another. But I feel like you're starting to let this go and you're going to start self-nurturing yourself. or you're practicing more self-soothing. I feel like maybe you never learned how to do that in a way. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but I don't think we really understand that some of us really don't know how to self-soothe, especially us with like with mother wounds. With the Page of Swords and the Page of Cups, you have the World on the bottom and you have the Strength card. And I feel like what this is saying, you are going through that closing out of a chapter. You're going through a full cycle, that portal, and you're realizing how strong that you really never knew how much strength that you really had in a situation. I feel like this could be almost if some of you are writing or maybe not even writing, but you want to tell people your story. I feel like you want to tell people about this. The world stands for an achievement as well. With the Hierophant and the Death card, two wanted to come out there. You have the Knight of Cups on the bottom. And you have the Empress and the Eight of Cups. So again, some of you could be walking away from a mother figure for some of you. This isn't going to resonate for all of you. This can just represent you walking away from something that doesn't longer serve you and you going into a whole new phase. A whole new phase of nurturing. You have the Death card and then the Empress card. So a complete death of something and then a birth of something. So you're closing something out and then going into something brand new, something that you're going to be nurturing, taking care of. This is you also looking very attractive, taking care of yourself. People are noticing you. And for those of you who don't have a negative situation with your mother, this is also you having a good traditional good relationship with your mother. I don't have one, so I'm trying to get the words out. And the Five of Cups and the Queen of Swords. You have the Magician comes back out. You have the Three of Wands. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. I feel like this happens a lot. The card on the bottom that we start with, it always ends up coming back out. The Queen of Swords in the Magician, I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. This ugly duckling turns into the swan. You've been hurt, possibly for some of you, or you're just gaining some clarity on a situation. But whatever this is, you were just trying to manifest what you want, especially at the beginning of May. The weather could be changing for some of you. The Three of Wands on the bottom can represent travel, expansion, the end of stagnant energy, especially next to that Eight of Cups there. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Cancer. I feel like it's a good reading. Happy Mother's Day to any of you who are celebrating. And this goes for all of the mothers, fur babies, stepmothers, adopted mothers, all mothers out there. It is one heck of a job, no matter which way you look at it. So enjoy your week, and I hope to see you at the next read. And please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.